Greg coming? Is he supposed
He
to be
was
on?
supposed to, but I talked to him earlier. Do we know what Greg's doing? Yeah, so
Is he vacationing?
he's on
or is
vacation.
this-
Yeah, he's on vacation mode. So anyway, all right. Let us. For those of you just joining us, this is the pre-show as we're getting ready to record the show. Kev, stay close to your audio. For what you're both you guys are kind of like distant. So even with Randy's headsets. So just
I
know.
think I'm using off my webcam.
Yeah,
Might
maybe.
help
Just get close.
better.
Get close. Yeah, stay close.
Closer.
Yeah, closest is better. Yeah,
Better?
lean into that. Right.
Yeah, I'm seeing every little blemish
Yeah,
in
that's
your
all right.
face.
You won't see it. Yeah, you're fine. And Randy, how about you?
Testing. 1, 2,
Yeah, that's
3.
okay. Okay. All right, let's rock and roll. Stand by. Oh, let me put the clock on because otherwise I don't know where we are. Remember, it is now Sunday morning. Oh, and we're actually going to go. We're not doing 28 minutes. We're actually doing 27. 27. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming at you. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. News Radio 840 WHAS. Good Sunday morning. Bob Sokoler in the Louisville Real Estate Show with you. Again, normally I would say from our studio, but quite frankly, not from our studio. Each of us are from our either office. Well, in this case, we're all coming from our offices, even on an early Sunday morning. That should give you some indication how busy the market is. Joining me from his office over at Swan Financial, the one, the only, the impeccable Randy Rocky, whose number is 645-0736. Good to have you here, Mr. Rocky.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Also here, another good friend, Kevin Dissler, Pitt and Frank Attorneys. You can reach Kevin and anyone over at Pitt and Frank at 895-9900. Good to have you, Kev, with us.
Hey, good morning, Bob and Randy.
Good morning. And son Greg is actually on vacation. He's on vacation today, so we wish him he may jump on at any time, but just so you know, that's where he is. If you want to see a replay of this show that we're recording right now, you can head to LouisvilleAnswers.com. That's LouisvilleAnswers.com. That will give you a chance to look at the replay and what our mugs look like. Trust me, you don't want to go there for the pictures. You should much rather want to go for the information. So let's get right to, and by the way, if you want to hear and see what people are saying about us, head to LouisvilleSellersTalk.com or go to LouisvilleZillow.com to read what people are saying about myself, our team, and our agents. Let's start, Randy, with you. What's the latest in terms of mortgages? Seems like things are hopping along. Am I correct?
Yes. Volume is up 23. Gross sales purchase volume is up 23% from this time last year, and applications are up 17%. From this time last year.
So what are you attributing this to? Is this because we had COVID coming into play, everybody sat on the fence, and now people have jumped off the fence?
Yes, I think there's a pent-up demand. You are correct.
Yeah. We'll talk about that problem of a pent-up demand in just a moment. Kevin, from the standpoint of the closing that you guys do, what's the latest? Any problems that you're seeing?
The main issue that we're having is we're kind of proceeding through COVID is a lot of the state offices are closed, which makes it sometimes difficult. Like the probate courts are pretty much shuttered until August 1. We had tax liens. The city office was closed because of the recent protest where you couldn't get any information. So mainly we have to rely upon governmental data and governmental information, and some of those have been difficult to get in a timely manner. So for instance, probate, if your mother passes on, you have to go to probate court and get sworn in, and there's delays in that.
And that could be a problem for anybody who's a beneficiary of a house coming to them and they're trying to get it sold in a timely manner. They still may have bills coming in, but they can't get it on the market to get sold typically, at least close.
Well, and typically realtors will have 30 to 60 days to close. And just to keep in mind, in a situation involving the state, you need to make sure that the time frames are probably 60 to 90 days, and make sure the buyers are comfortable with that. And the lender is comfortable with that too, because they usually lock in the buyer at fairly low rates right now. how long do their locks usually go? So that's one of
Yeah.
the things Randy, I think, can address.
Oh, there was a bottleneck. It's clearing up because basically, the country shut down for about 3 weeks, and things are starting to clear up now in underwriting, and things are getting through quicker. But it was tough for a little while. It really was. But
We're still
we're
seeing
getting back to
bottlenecks.
normal.
We're still seeing bottlenecks, not with
Yes,
SWAT
but it's
necessarily, but
starting to come
overall.
out.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's starting to. We're starting to come out of it now. In fact, I have one of your clients, Bob, from one of your realtors, Amy Hill, that we just had a clear close in like 20 days. So we're getting back to the 20-day number that I feel pretty comfortable with, and 15 when we need to do it in certain situations. But before, it was 30, 35, 40 days. Even 2 weeks ago, it's kind of,
wow.
It's just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so just to tell you, working with, we represent sellers, and the buyers are, and the buyer agent going through another mortgage company. The buyer lost his job. No, I take that back. The buyer was laid off. And so the whole thing was on hold until the buyer was brought back in out of the layoff. And it's been a battle to get verification of employment and then to get it closed. So we're still working on that. One of the bigger problems that we're having, folks, deals with the number of homes on the market. Obviously, what drives real estate, not only in Louisville and Southern Indiana, but around the rest of the country, is the number of homes that come on the market and then sell. But the number of homes coming on the market are way down. In fact, as of this past midweek, we had 2,041 homes on the market. Now, normally around this time of the year, 3,500, 4,000, not unusual. So to have 2,041, what that means is that the number of buyers has increased. They've gotten off the fence. You heard Randy, you heard Kevin, people getting pre-approved for a loan. But the number of homes that they'll be able to find is in the dumper. There's just not that many out there. And we track, guys, do you know what the absorption rate is? We've talked about it on the air, but do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You've educated me on that, and thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second for those who are not familiar with it. So the absorption rate, the way I describe it, and it's very matter-of-factly, I think it works really well to look at it this way. And that is, if you turn the faucet off, the number of calls or number of homes coming on the market, turn that faucet off. How long would it take the existing homes to be bought or absorbed by the buyers that are out there? So it's a formula. We have a company that puts this together for us every week. And this past week, folks, here's what we got. And I've never seen this before. Tell me, Randy, Kevin, if you've ever heard of this before. So homes in the $150,000 to $200,000 price range. You ready? And just before I say that, let me remind you, anything with a 6-month supply or more is said to be a buyer's market. 5 to 6 months is a neutral market, and anything 5 months supply or less is a seller's market. So the lower the number, the fewer the homes that are available in that price range. Now, let me take you to 150 to 200,000, and the number this past week was a 1.1 month supply. That's unheard
Now,
of.
did we get in that situation last year in that price range, Bob?
Not that low. No.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I heard an agent with your office, Bob, had one in that price range and said first day 24 offers.
Yeah.
Came in the very
24 offers.
24 offers.
So let me give you an example of what happened to me last Saturday. Okay. So normally the way we work is I'll go out, we do the paperwork, and then I call Greg and we set up on the schedule for him to come out in the following day or two and shoot pictures. And then 2 days later, it's up on the market. But so Saturday I went out and they said, listen, we want to sell. It's a condo. It's near Lake Forest area. And they said, we want to move as quickly as we can. Okay, no problem. It was vacant. So they wanted to get this off their books. So we looked at comps. We came up with a number and we put it on the market. And I did the pictures. So you guys hearing me? I did the pictures. Now I used to do the pictures all the time. And luckily I keep very high-end gear with me in my car. So I said, okay, we can do this. Shot the pictures, went back to the office, put the pictures together because there is a formula that has to go through to make it work and it look best. Put it on the market. That was on Saturday afternoon. Sunday, I think we had maybe 25 showings. Offers started coming in Sunday night. By Monday afternoon, we had an accepted offer $6,000 over the higher list price that we put it on the market for.
Wow.
So what I would tell you is that, and again, between the number of showings and the number of offers coming in, that homes are flying off the market. So the bigger concern that I think everybody has is if you put your home on the market, where are you going to go? And I think the big thing that we could all talk about is that you need to be working with a buyer or buyer agents so that if your home comes on the market and you sell quickly, you need to be able to get out and find a home that's coming on the market that day. If you're working with an agent who is a single agent or has too many clients, now all of a sudden you got a bigger problem because you can't get a hold of your agent to go into the house that may be the one that you want, and now you're in trouble. So that's why we have 20 agents. Yeah.
And the other thing, that price range, you have a lot of investors and the price of money is so cheap. So you're competing against investors who want to purchase that property and rent it out. And in certain segments of this town, the private investors are sucking up a good deal of that pool and that price range because it's very profitable with the cheap interest rates that we have. Well, that leads to one other question. Do you have people that buy without physically ever being on the property before they submit an offer?
Yes. And that's becoming more and more prevalent.
Wow.
And so what they're doing is, so our agents, for example, will go out. In fact, we have 2 agents who actually do a show on this on Facebook Live. They do Karen Benaboo and Scotty Dooley do a great job. They go into a house. Typically, it's a vacant house because they don't want to expose themselves or the house to any problems. And they'll walk through the house showing it off. And we're getting buyers to come in for that. By the way, Greg just texted me. He said, get a load of this excuse. He said, my phone overheated. I couldn't use it for 30 minutes. There you go. That's a millennial sitting on the beach early in the morning and his phone overheated. I told him he'll join us. Sure. We'll see what happens. Okay. So yeah, we're all laughing. Anybody who knows Greg. Oh, all right. So that's what I see. We're just having all sorts of concerns that we don't have more homes. And here's the thing. Even though the number says 2041, there are a lot of homes coming on the market every day, folks. Every day. But they're going off the market very quickly every day. So you need to be able to work with agents who are ready to rock out the door. If you're a part-time agent in this business, you need to think about going full-time. Let's just put it that way, because you can't work a full-time job and do real estate and expect to get your clients into a house that is that on the market. Here comes Greg. On the negative side, if you're priced at 700,000 or above, it's a 13.5 month supply. That's terrible. If you've got a high-priced home, you're going to be sitting for a little while. Hopefully, you're priced right. But yeah, 13. This is for the 700,000 plus. It is definitely a buyer's market out there. So, what I would tell you is, if you're a $400,000 or $500,000 home and you're looking to get a move up, this is the perfect time. Put your house on the market because you may be able to get some really good deals.
What do you think the reason that is, Bob? Do you think people are downsizing on the houses they want as far as size, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. I think those who have more money, they're skeptical of what's going on in the country, whatever you want to call it, the protests, the stock market. There's a little uncertainty there, and they may not be willing to make that move this quickly because there's so much money at stake, and they may not want to risk it. And they may be moving down. A lot of people who have that money maybe are baby boomers, and they're basically going, we got to find something that's smaller because going up doesn't exist anymore. We need a ranch, no steps, maybe no basement, maybe a patio home, but it's got to be something that they like. Like this one I put on the market this past Saturday, the one that sold at 6,000 over list. So many showings because it was the perfect house for a lot of people who are downsizing. So, yeah, Kevin, are you seeing any holdups that you can point a finger at that we should be concerned at on the closing table? Anything
well,
that
like I said, we had some problems with the states, but we also have, I think you all mentioned before, if you had job status, you had a lot of people that were furloughed for 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then when they come back on, a lot of lenders are a little bit hesitant in that situation. They want a lot more documentation, and we've had several fall off on that. But it really has not been that bad. We've talked a few times on the show about the wreckage from the pandemic.
Yep.
Now people are paying their rents fairly good, and they're paying their mortgages fairly well. So
Good.
we hopefully will get out of this without too much carnage.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about a bunch of things, including what economists are saying about the recovery and what that's going to have as an impact. But also, we're going to talk about 11 super simple ways to make your house smell fresh. I know that sounds a little off normal beaten path, but we're all spending a lot more time inside our homes. So if we can find some easy peasy ways to make it smell fresh, let's do it. All right. I was going to say in the studio. From their individual locations, and it happens to be offices, Kevin Dissler, Pitt and Frank attorneys at 895-9900. Randy Rocky, Swan Financial, 645-0736. You can reach me, Bob Sokoler, anytime, because we are definitely looking for homes to sell, folks. 376-5483 is my direct number. If you want to schedule an appointment with me, we're coming out there. Go to LouisvilleHouseDoctors.com, LouisvilleHouseDoctors.com. We actually do make house calls, and we don't charge. How about that? Greg hopefully will join us when we come back from the break. You're listening to the Louisville Real Estate Show on News Radio 840 WHAS. Welcome back to News Radio 840 WHAS. Bob Sokoler and the Louisville Real Estate Show. And with us, Randy Rocky, Swan Financial, 645-0736. Kevin Dissler, Pitt and Frank Attorneys, 895-9900. My son Greg is still trying to get online from wherever he's vacationing. That in itself is a problem, and he keeps popping on and popping off. He's got to be really frustrated. Not much Wi-Fi activity going on from wherever he is. And of course, I'm Bob Sokoler. You can reach me, and we desperately are looking for homes to list. 376-5483. And let me just tell you that if you are thinking of selling, we have a no obligation free booklet, 150 plus steps for getting your home ready to sell. And all you need to do is send me an email, bob@wesellouisville.com. That's bob@wesellouisville.com, and put selling tips in the description in the subject line. All right, so guys, Wall Street Journal just released the latest monthly survey of economists in an article findings just this past week. The U.S., that ding dong, by the way, if you hear it, is Greg trying to sign on. The U.S. economy will be in recovery by the third quarter of this year. Third quarter. Economists say, I'm going to mute Greg until he gets on here. The economists are saying they also concluded the labor market will fare better than previously expected, the effects of the COVID-19 virus. Clearly, latest job reports, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics confirming the labor market is outperforming expectations as it revealed that 2.5 million jobs were added. Okay, so all of this is pointing to some really positive and great gains in what we're looking at. So I would tell you, without question, we should all be very happy and thankful for what we have. According to the breakdown, 82.8% of economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal say the recovery will be in some form of a V shape, Kevin. V shape. Or a Nike swoosh, which here's Greg joining us. We're just in time to claim that was his, unmute yourself, just in time to claim that was you who came up with the Nike swoosh. Am I correct?
Wait, did they really say Nike swoosh?
Okay. For those of you who are watching the replay, by the way, you can go to LouisvilleHouseDoctors.com, and somewhere in this thing, can you see where it says? I can't see it.
Nike swoosh.
Nike swoosh. So that's good. Good for you, Greg. You're being quoted by the Wall Street Journal. Good for you.
Well, what's scary is that I also had that premonition, and I'm not the only one. I'm just regurgitating what I read, obviously, but about the rental market. And Bob, remember I called you about this about a week ago, and I told you, and you said we should talk about this. Ohio opened up one of their convention centers as a makeshift court to be able to process the amount of evictions that they had coming online. And which, we, as financial people, everyone's looking at where the market's going to go, if they're going to be able to pay their mortgages and get new renters in. But it's an interesting thing to watch. That's all I'm saying for now. And then we'll see where it goes.
Randy, would you know if there are evictions or people who are going to be foreclosed on? At your point, you probably wouldn't hear or see anything about that, correct?
No, Barry Abib would hit it if which I listen to him every morning now.
Yeah.
And it's not hitting his radar screen that there's a big foreclosure issue at this point.
And Kevin,
now, rental market, he's not really talked about. He has not discussed that, and that's really not in his wheelhouse. The rental
it may be coming down the road, is what Greg's saying is coming down.
Yeah, the rental market might be. Yes,
Kevin, Kevin's firm and Kevin and myself handled a lot of short sales back in the day. I don't see that happening as of yet. Do you?
No, and the courthouses are kind of shut down, but you can see some of the filings, and you have a little bit of a bump up, but it's not that bad. And as far as evictions, I think most of the landlords here locally have tended to work with people. If it's furloughed for a short period of time, they're going to work with them. You hate to have an empty property. So I think here in Louisville, it's not bad. Other areas may be worse.
All right. Well, we're all spending, no matter what, a lot more time inside our homes. Hopefully we're getting out these days, but a lot of people still stay in for safety inside. So we've got 11 simple, super ways to make your house smell fresh. Some of these may be no-brainers. Some of these may be eye-openers. So, for example, let it simmer. Dried potpourri injects a sweet and sometimes a spicy scent to the room, but it also collects a fair amount of dust when left sitting in an open dish. So instead, recreate the magic over the stovetop. Fill a small saucepan with water, add sliced lemons or oranges, herbs, and simmer the recipe on very low heat. Have any of you guys done this before? Tell me, jump in here if you've done this. You can blow off.
We just diffused
wait, you're breaking up now. Whatever you did.
Oils, which is essentially the same thing.
Essential oils. Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
Essential oils.
Yep, you're breaking up. Blow off steam for a little aromatherapy and instant spa-like shower. Simply tie a few sprigs of fresh, fragrant herbs like rosemary, lemon balm, and thyme in the far corner where they won't get wet. So whenever anybody takes a hot shower, in the steam and the humidity, activate the essential oils in the herbs. Do double duty. Next time you're changing your disposable furnace filter, take the opportunity to freshen the whole home with a light scent. So you can use, Greg, those essential oils, take your filter out, sprinkle a couple of drops, and now as the air's going, this is a great idea for all of us, guys and ladies who are listening. Favorite essential oil smell, and it'll permeate the whole house. How about this?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. Smell of clean laundry, one of the most pleasant household smells. Do we all agree with that? Clean laundry, as opposed to alternative, right? By placing a few dryer sheets behind the vents throughout the house, you can have that fresh laundry aroma in every room. So that's kind of a cool idea. So take it's costly. I don't know how often you got to change it, but if you take the dryer sheets, open up the vent, pull it out of the floor, put it down there, maybe tuck it in somewhere, or let it permeate up through part of the vent from the back side, you'll get that fresh smell throughout the house or in that room. There's also a wide variety of essential oils, as Greg so aptly brought up, from rosemary to vanilla and citrus to eucalyptus. And I go to Amazon.com and I order these things. You can get a whole kit for a couple of $20, I think.
Just be careful and do your reviews, because there's a lot of bad ones out there that aren't necessarily pure, so to speak, that may be more toxic. You never know with some of those stuff, those third parties.
All right. Well, here's one. I think this is a no-brainer for all of us guys, and we can do this right after the show and when you get home, of course. take one of the essential oils into the bathroom, take the toilet roll off of the holder, add a few drops to the cardboard tube inside the toilet roll holder. You follow me here? So now
that seems like a lot. That's a bit. I mean, I get it. It's a bit
few
much,
drops. All right, a few drops. So then when a guest unrolls in the future, there's a fresh scent that comes out. That's actually pretty. What are you guys are smiling?
So nice.
If you want to see Kevin smile, LouisvilleAnswers.com, you'll see on the replay Kevin smiling on that one. Essential oil reed diffusers. We all know what those are. Are you using those? I've got a couple of them somewhere. Just as easy to craft. Start with a small short glass or jar, narrow opening, like a spice jar, and then fill the glass with half a cup of safflower oil. Add a few drops of any essential oil. Then arrange a handful of reeds through the narrow top opening, and the reeds will soak up and exhibit or send out the smell. Beautiful. Vacuum. We need to vacuum our homes, right? Carpets can create an unpleasant odor, especially if you have pets. Vacuum up sticky smells, and with a DIY deodorizer made of 2 ingredients. So you sprinkle baking soda and essential oils. I'm not so sure about this one, but simply combine the ingredients, sprinkle the mixture on your carpet, though I would think that the baking soda would clump up.
I'm looking at Kevin and Randy, and I'm saying, these are those guys that touch the vacuum, and I don't know how.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, we know Randy.
Our category in Jeopardy would not be essential oils.
Yeah. All right, quickly, we're run out of time. Tea leaves in the litter box. That's an idea. And leave a bowl of beans out. Has anybody heard of that before? Putting a bowl of beans out?
Beans?
No, I haven't.
I'm not sure about that, but okay, that's some of the suggestions on how to make our house smell fresher and not have to spend a whole lot of money. And isn't that what the whole thing is about? All right.
But those Glade plugins are nah. When I walk into a house that has tons of Glade plugins, I know they're covering something up. And most buyers will know that too. So you got to be careful how much you do.
Yep. Yeah. Don't put candles out burning for selling a home. It's definitely covering it up. Bake fresh bread if you want.
Cookies are nice, but and I'll be honest, cookies and cat pee, not the best smell.
Not so good.
Take care of one or the other.
We're almost out of time. Next week, by the way, 15 surprising places. Listen carefully. 15 surprising places to paint before putting your house on the market. Some not so obvious things that you need to address. If you want to reach me anytime, 376-5483 to see what people are saying about us. Go to LouisvilleSellersTalk.com, go to LouisvilleZillow.com, or you can make an appointment to go to Louisville House Doctors. I know a lot of .coms, or go to our main site, WeSellLouisville.com. We want to thank the following folks. Greg, my son, for jumping on here at the last moment. He tried getting on. I appreciate your due diligence. Kevin Dissler, Pitt and Frank Attorneys at 895-9900. Randy Rocky, Swan Financial, 645-0736. Anything as we're departing here, guys, to say for next week? We're looking for a good week ahead.
Have a great Sunday.
Yes, no kidding, everybody. I'll see you.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe. We'll see you next Sunday right here on News Radio 840 WHAS. All right, guys. Well, Greg, I'm glad you finally got on. That was good.
Yeah, listen, 2 things. I love Florida. We're out here and we're doing our best to quarantine. One, nobody in Florida is wearing masks, so we're a little bit
they're a hot spot now. They've gone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And we've seen it. And we're wearing our masks everywhere. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But here's the other thing. And everyone's dealing with the virus. But the internet, whoever runs Nest in Florida, okay, let me just tell you, the internet here is so subpar. You got a bunch of working families who are trying to work on the road. I can't tell you. I had to drive my car to what's the big grocery store chain, Publix, to get the Wi-Fi from Publix to be able to upload my work to the web.
Oh shit!
Because it's crazy down here.
Where you at? Where were you at in Florida?
Rosemary Beach. Well, we're not in Rosemary Beach. We're in Inlet Beach, which is more secluded in a crowd. So we're right at Rosemary Beach. Really nice.
Is that by Destin?
Yeah. I mean, it's basically it's Destin, Seaside, Rosemary Beach, and then Panama. We're right in between Rosemary and Panama. It's gorgeous. I told Bob, I said, listen, we could, you know, the markets are in turmoil. Let's put some let's find some lines of credit and invest down here, because there's some they're promising like $300,000 a year income on some of these properties, which, you know,
Really,
they're beautiful, and I mean they're booked up. I mean everyone's booked up.
Condo or townhouse?
This is we're the one we looked at that I sent Bob, I think was like a 7-bedroom home. It was like 3.2, but it has a pool. It's on the beach. Obviously, these are pipe dreams, but you know, they're gorgeous. And
not if you're a Sokoler. It's not a pipe dream. Come on.
Listen. Bob will tell you, and I'll tell you because I do the P&L. We do a lot, but the money we put back into marketing our sellers' homes is truthful, because we spend so much.
I agree.
I wish
you guys do.
Quite up to the Randy Rocky standards.
No.
Yeah, no.
They call me Zero for a reason.
Listen.
What does that mean?
Is that your wife?
Zero money.
Zero money out. Zero money out. All money in.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. My thanks to you guys joining. Hopefully that was a good show. You never know, you know.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's tough doing these via Zoom.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the banter at the end. It was
always
you guys have a great day.
Hey,
You too.
Enjoy your time off, Greg.
No, there's no time off. I've worked every day, but when we can get it in, there's time in between. We'll say that.
Safe travels. When are you back, Greg?
It depends. We're trying to decide. We'll probably end up driving straight through on Saturday to be home for Father's Day. We're trying to be home for Father's Day, so we'll see.
Okay.
We shall see. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right, guys. Take care.
All right,
Safe driving. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.